Manchester United is through to the semi-finals. But I got one question to pose to you viewers. What is the similarity between Spain and Fulham? I'll give you one clue. 3 red cards. In a way, Spain has Pamplona, where you raise the bulls when they see red. And Fulham had 3 red cards in terms of Mitrovic. Who else was Willian and the head coach, right? It's like, we had kind of enough of eating all that paella and, drinking all that cerveza. Today was Mother's Day. It was like, to have a, what do you call it? The steak dinner, but we had ham. So we feasted on the ham and now we are full ham. Very bad joke, but this is MUFC Realist TV, and we are gassed. We are super gassed. I have my guests in the background, please, guys, before we continue. Before I introduce my scintillating panel, including of J. Daly, Dan, Caesar, I want you to like and subscribe to this video. Tell your friends about this video. Tell your friends about this channel, because we are going places. We are going to semi-final. Erik ten Hag has the eyes on the prize. We've seen it all. We've done a lot. We are Manchester United, and we're never going to stop. Here we go.
Okay.
Guys, I do apologize. I had an internet disaster. My computer crashed. We played the... You know what? This is madness. But at the end of the day, we've seen it all. We won the lot. We Manchester United. Guys, how are you doing?
Oh, man. I'm ecstatic, man. After predicting a 3-1 score for Man United today, how am I supposed to be feeling right now? Not just a win, but, a 3-1 prediction as I predicted. So, great.
Yep. Jay, as I was saying, what's the similarity between Spain and Fulham? They all have, you showed a little bit of red, and you have the Bulls charging, right? 3 red cards.
That's actually a very good analogy. Look, let's be fair today. Mitrovic was man of the match. 3 red cards in 40 seconds? That's got to be some kind of record. Ironically, I'm sure if you're like me, when you saw Sancho in the box, I counted 8 seconds where you're like, shoot. Had he shot and scored in the first couple of seconds at 1-1, there's no red cards, no sending offs, and we could now be in extra time. So his inability to shoot for those couple of seconds has caused the handball and caused the debacle afterwards. Fulham lost that game for me, guys. United didn't win it. Our midfield tonight was pathetic. And until Scott McTominay came off and Bruno Fernandes went into midfield, that midfield was literally a glass house. We were ineffective till he came off. And I thought,
Jay,
right, he finally got some purchase out of the Fulham fullback. I think, guys, tonight we dodged a bullet. Put it in context. We got lucky.
Yeah, we did. I mean, first half we looked like we never got out of the first gear. We never got out of the press. We looked very lethargic. It was a snowfest, according to my opinion. I tweeted you as well. I sent you a message, and I thought, hey, it's a snowfest. And we didn't look at the races. There was the midfield they bossed us in the midfield in the first half. I thought Luke Shaw had a stinker as well. Maguire was all right, he was actually... Yeah, he was.
Jay, Mick, just to make a point, everything Jay said is true, but one thing I always consider when it comes to this particular period of time in a season, it's just not about playing well and playing, that chemistry-oriented football. It's about winning. And I will agree with you, as I said before we came on the show, as Dan said, that Manchester United was going to win 1-0 because of the, everything that he mentioned. It did come true, It somehow, this result just kind of encapsulates everything we said before we came to the game. He said we were going to win 1-0 because it was going to be a very tight game, which it really was. But then it just turned out to be 3-1 as we predicted. But the truth is, football is a game of chances and transitions. And Man United, literally, I mean, we were so suppressed the entire first half. I mean, we're not going nowhere. We weren't doing anything. And then all of a sudden, we make this substitution, and then we bring in Fred, and then we bring in what's his name? Yeah, apologies.
Anthony.
Everything goes well, and then we have this wreck. I mean, Sancho, which I really thought that we should have kept in the game. I really do think that we should have kept him in the game, which I'm happy that it happened, was because the thing about Jadon Sancho is in the final third, especially when it comes to situations like he was faced with, he is so excellent. We saw it against Liverpool when he was about to shoot, he was able to feint and create space. And then he did that same thing in that exact moment to create not just the handball, but the opportunity for a red card because the referee was out of the goal. I mean, they play literally thanks to Anthony. Anthony was the substitution side I stumbled upon. And, so at the end of the day, we never really had a chance until we got to that point, literally, but we need to win these games. That's by how much we start off. That's by how much we, the game goes, because the season does not require playing well all the time. The season requires us to win all the time.
Yeah. Dan, what's your reflection of the overall game from first half to second half?
Well, first half, I thought my prediction would come true. I felt like it was a very tight game. I felt like Fulham was the more dominant threat. I mean, like I said in the preview as well, United needed to be exploiting them wider areas because of how narrow Fulham's press is. They press through the middle, that everything resolves around Polina and Andreas Pereira, and that happened today. And it just shows you how much we rely on Casemiro. He's a vital part to this piece of the puzzle. He's a vital part to Ten Hag's system. And I think he's badly missed. And he's probably one of our most important players. But again, it's one of them games. We don't have a good enough quality for replacements when certain players are out. McTominay and Maguire were both at fault for that, with Varane not being in the squad and McTominay not being a holder midfielder. So it was a frustrating game, but thankfully we did get it over the line. But there were certain performances that if United don't win that game tonight, then a lot of players are getting below sixes. They're getting below average performances because some of them weren't up to standards today.
Yeah, 100%. Jay, what's your thoughts on the first half in general? Do you agree what Dan is saying, that there was a lot of players that were not up to standard today?
I think Dan summed up very well the first half. I think Fulham first half, the tactics were spot on, Dan. They pressed the life out of us. We're at home to Fulham. And Fulham, the way they pressed us so high up the pitch, we looked like the away team, Dan, for me, that's first half.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
You got to question Scott McTominay. What does he offer
exactly
the team when he comes in? What does he offer? Like, okay, we're never going to get a like replacement Casemiro. Casemiro's world class. So my Scott McTominay, is he even a championship standard player? I would argue, but he's still staying and living with the club. Personally, for me, Dan, I think he'd be gone in the summertime. Maguire then taking 3 and 4 and 5 touches on the ball, and then to play a ball sideways or backwards. Then I saw as well that once he got booked, it was like 𝒂𝒚 no longer was going forward. It was like he was staying back constantly to protect Maguire. And how many times last season under Solskjaer did we see Maguire have to get protection from 𝒂𝒚 and ultimately Luke Shaw? So I think when Maguire plays, he's a liability. Thankfully today, Fulham, I thought today, it was at the first half, I saw there was a run that Pereira did in behind the back of Maguire in the first half, and Maguire fell over. And I think it was Tete got the ball into the box early, we could be 1-0 down. But of course, the English commentators don't pick up on that because Maguire gets a free pass. I think when Maguire plays, he's liability. McTominay's liability. I do understand today he played because Varane was sick, but for me, I would have played Lindelof for me, and I even possibly would have looked at putting Martinez at CDM because it looked a lot of the game that Martinez was playing a little bit ahead of Maguire, and was trying to get into midfield to get us more involved in the game, because the midfield was devoid, I thought, until Bruno went into midfield and McTominey went off. I think for me, that was the tipping point in our play. Obviously, we'll discuss the red cards in a while, but with Tommy going off and Bruno going to that midfield, for me, we finally had legs in there, someone to get in the ball, someone who can play a pass, and actually has a bit of a fucking football brain, which McTominey doesn't have.
Yeah, no, I agree. I see. I think I tweeted out in first half we looked very unbalanced. Like it was no dynamics, and I thought about what you were saying. I totally agree with you, because whenever you have McTominey and Harry Maguire on the pitch, he's kind of slow. And I was also thinking, what is actually what does McTominay offer more than physicality and height, right? And whenever you saw Harry Maguire, he's like so many touches on the ball, slowing down the play, and then you have to shield. So we never got out to we never got out the press, because they kind of knew that they targeted it. So we never got out. We never got to play the high line, right? And then that continued to the second half, and they scored, right? So I guess that we got lucky that we actually got that penalty, because otherwise I think the game would have finished 1-0. Call a spade a spade.
I may have I will agree with you in parts. But I'll also say that there was a point in the game where, when the substitutions were made, there was a brief change in the dynamics of the game. Anthony absolutely made an impact.
Yeah,
he held the ball. He held the ball up a little bit higher, and that allowed us to create more pressure on them. It was since that point onwards that we were able to even get to the point of creating chances. In fact, it was Anthony who created a chance for Jadon Sancho to jail the goalkeeper and create a handball and a penalty. So, it all before that point, even including the second half, where Fulham was able to score. Man United was not good enough to be winning the second balls. Were on the course for a possible 1-0 draw game, as Dan said.
But even I wasn't convinced either. You got to call a spade a spade. You got to criticize when it's good performance and bad performance. And I didn't think I didn't think Jadon Sancho was at the races at all. He looked timid. He looked frightened, and the fact that he was lucky. I mean, that ball that went to a penalty as a handball, like he would have missed it. Like actually, he would have missed it. Yeah. If it wasn't for the hand, it would hit Willian on the chest.
There's a little bit more work that needs to be done with Jadon Sancho. I believe the talent is there. I don't think we should get rid of him just yet.
No, I'm not saying getting rid of him, but
I know. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say that's what he said. I'm just saying we should work with him a little bit more. I mean, he should stick around as we invest in the team further. He has a quality that works in the final third. I mean, it's very excellent. I mean, Sancho has a quality that's different to Rashford when it comes to close quarter dribbling in the final third that we'll see in important games that's worked. Rashford has been a very better goal scorer, but Sancho has shown that he can contribute. But we do deserve better performances from him.
Another interesting fact is that Maguire got booked, so that means that he cannot play against Brighton. And by the way, we're playing Brighton in the semis. Yay! Hey!
Yay!
Better than City get Sheffield United, so
it will be City United in finals. You reckon?
I hope so, because I said that I think the FA Cup's scripted. To be honest, I said it's meant to be for a United and City derby final at Wembley, and I just think that this game just shows how vital Casemiro is. And I know we're saying that this player did well, this player did poorly, but I just think it's down to the poor refereeing mistakes again, because the inconsistency of because I got a lot of hate when I was saying on social media that Casemiro's red card wasn't a red card because 24 hours prior to Casemiro's incident, if anyone watched the Leicester and Chelsea game, there was three fouls went in that game from the same referee that were worse than Casemiro's challenge, and they didn't get booked. So the reason I was calling out for it not being a red card was because of them challenges 24 hours prior to the same referee. But the game's the game. United have got the job done, but I am nervous for the next few games because we do play, I think it's Newcastle, and then we play Brentford. So it's not like we've got an easy ride after international break. So
Without Casemiro, no.
but Eriksen's supposed to be back. Martial's hopefully back. So hopefully that gives us a bit more confidence. But at the end of the day, I wasn't very impressed with today's performance. I knew it was going to be a battle, but if that doesn't happen, if Jadon Sancho doesn't get that lucky shot, really, because that was like the luckiest shot of the game, because a confident player hits that first time. As soon as he goes around the keeper, a confident player hits that first time and it goes in, because there was no Fulham player on the line defending that goal at that point. But what happened? Jadon Sancho, because he's not confident with his left foot, he had to make sure he had to cut it on his right, delaying the time, delaying the process, and allowing Fulham players to defend it and get back. And then thankfully, he got what the outcome came of it. But I am worried for Jadon Sancho, and I thought it was the right decision by Erik ten Hag with the lineup today with the players out, because again, like we said with McTominay, he's tall, he's physical, he is a better replacement for Casemiro than Fred would be, because we need that height, especially with Mitrovic. That's why when I found out Varane was out, I knew Maguire would be coming in for him, because we can't play Luke Shaw at centre-back and Martinez at centre-back because of how dominant Mitrovic was in the air. And that happened on the corner when he beat our defenders and got the goal. But, you know, we're on to Wembley. That's it. We're on the way to Wembley. So
yeah.
There are positives, but
I mean, speaking of height again, Martinez, there was a couple of situations, 1v1 with Mitrovic, and he totally bossed Mitrovic. And I was going, yeah, that's our butcher, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Guys, Jay, at the end of the day, you know, we got to agree, it is a win. It's a semi-finals. It was scruffy. It wasn't the best of games. You know, I almost fell asleep. I don't know. You were half sleeping in bed too, I guess.
Yeah, look, it's a win's a win, and that's what sport's all about. But
exactly.
If you look back the first 10, 12 minutes of a second half, you got David De Gea puts off 2 saves there, and we were under the cosh. There was that free kick that Maguire on a yellow card bungles over one of the Fulham players out on the right. Pereira sends in his free kick. Banger had to go in top corner, and De Gea at full stretch puts up that save. And then there was another save then a few minutes later, I think from Willian, as I referred to him as. 2 shots saved by De Gea in 10 minutes. And then I think then Anthony comes on after that. McTominay comes off. So obviously Ten Hag's taking a half-time right. I'm going to leave it as it is for a few minutes, see what happens. We're under the cosh, 2 chances to save up De Gea. Then he brings on Anthony. And after that, then he brings on Rashford. Sorry, not Rashford. He brings on
Fred.
My throat's gone here. I'm actually sick. He brings off Scott and puts Bruno in that midfield. And the game started to change. And the point that Dan was making, and he's spot on regarding Sancho, a player who's playing with confidence doesn't take 7-8 seconds to take that shot and round the keeper. A player with confidence gets the ball under control, hits it, it's 1-1. So I think Sancho is so devoid of confidence, he took the extra time. And fortuity for us, end up in a handball and 2 players getting sent off. That could easily have been saved, or it goes to 1-1. Fulham are with a full team, and we could be extra time right now, or penalties. So sometimes luck shines on you. And today we got a bit of luck, and we need it, because, you know, we've lost Casemiro for 4 games, not down to bad luck, just down to the sheer incompetence of Andrew Marner, the VAR refs, as Dan rightly pointed out, the previous day Leicester game. 2 similar tackles were left unchecked, and the game carried on, those things off. So some referees are they out to get United? I don't know. But when it comes to 50-50 decision, we will not get a 50-50, especially at home.
No. So Lady Fortuna was on our side.
A very important point you mentioned, is the issue of Jadon Sancho, and I will agree, he had a very poor game, like throughout the game, but that decision that got us the red card and the penalty, Yeah, it could have gone other ways, I would say, because there could have been a possibility if he had not punched that ball, it would have been a goal.
Yeah.
Or
But
he could have never been there in the
that's
first
new
place. I
decision
mean,
making.
anything
No, I'm not having
outside
that.
of what
No,
happened with the realities could have been a possibility, you know, like the goalkeeper could have been there. Like, I mean, we could have. What I'm saying is, I just want to give him the benefit of that in that moment because he had a poor game, truth be told. And yes, I do agree with you. I was expecting him to take on the first time because most good quality attackers in that situation, that's exactly what we have done. But I believe, you know, just giving what happened, the end result of all of it, like
Yeah.
give us the advantage that created, which was due to his decision making. So yeah.
no, I'm
No.
not having that. It was his lack of conviction, his lack of confidence, and his lack of decision making. That was not decision making. That was him not having the fucking balls to shoot.
I mean, when you look
Okay.
at the
That's
angle
not
from
decision
where
making.
he was
We got
standing
lucky.
though and
We
giving
got
his
lucky, plain and
position,
simple.
it's easy to assume that he could have, you know, taken a shot the first time, but there's no guarantee he would have gotten it the first time.
Yeah.
Given
But
that first time he was on his left leg, and that's not his
any,
strongest leg.
anyways, he's actually led to the 3-1 victory, to be honest,
Exactly.
right? And I didn't react. I was watching what the hell is going on here. And then I see Mitrovic turn into prime counter now, like manhandling the referee. I didn't see the second red. And then I said, what's going on here? Even the head coach, the manager got sent off as well. So
They were frustrated
triples.
because the referee the referee decided to consult VAR once upon a time to favor Manchester United cause. So they
But
got frustrated and decided to react. Literally.
don't you think that Lady Fortuna is kind of in retrospective paying us back for all these past mistakes and sending off on, you know, we got 3 reds, we got a pen.
I think though that if the referee doesn't give that a red card, then you get absolutely slaughtered. You probably lose your job because
Exactly.
that is the most stonewall red card ever. It's not our fault that Mitrovic lost his head and the head coach of Fulham
Exactly.
lost their head. It was a clear red card and a penalty to Manchester United. So Jadon Sancho, yes, it was the best possible outcome for him missing a shot. That's the best possible outcome of what could have happened. But at the end of the day, what we're trying to talk about is Jadon Sancho's unconfidence is what caused us that situation.
Yep.
Even though a positive outcome came out of it, it's still something we need to look upon and highlight because a player of his quality and a player of his potential should be having confidence.
Okay.
So Dan,
I want to talk about
Dan,
Jay.
just to clarify, Dan. So Dan, you agree it was his lack of confidence, lack of fortitude to shoot today, and take 8 seconds to shoot that caused a scenario that we're now discussing that we won 3-1. On another day, he may have been more confident, have made a decision, and we shoot, it's 1-1. It was his lack of confidence that has led to that 3 settings off, ironically for us.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like I was saying, like, even though Sancho should have scored that goal regardless, technically he missed that shot, but it was the best possible outcome that could have came out of that situation. So but a player that we haven't talked about yet, though, for me, is also my man of the match, is Bruno Fernandes. Because every single game we go into at the moment, he gets hate, he gets, Bruno needs to have a good game, Bruno needs to do this, Bruno needs to do that. Bruno Fernandes has played the most minutes in any footballer in Europe, more than goalkeepers in football. And he's expected to have 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s every single game. He's not Erling Haaland that scores tap-ins and gets a hat-trick every 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Bruno Fernandes is a brilliant footballer, and he doesn't have his partner in crime, Casemiro, because Casemiro is what makes Bruno brilliant. But Bruno Fernandes had to take one for the team, be a true captain, and had to go in a position that he's not comfortable with, and he still made it work and still put everything on the line. And he won us the game. And for me, Bruno Fernandes is the true captain of this football club. And he is my man of the match for today. But I don't know what you think. You might have someone else as your man of the match.
For me personally, I have to literally just re-echo everything you just said because you've nailed it. Like when it comes to Bruno, I don't understand where the hate comes from if he has a down day. Because I mean, this guy's a human being. Come on, we are all human beings, and we're trying to. But at the end of the day, his overall contributions to the team is so massive. Like the turn of Manchester United started with Bruno Fernandes. Now with everything hard, I want to believe, if I'll be honest, because the addition to Bruno Fernandes showed that Manchester needed a better coaching that led to Manchester recruiting a better coach that he is performing still now. I mean, Bruno Fernandes has changed roles throughout the season. He's played on the left. He's played as a 10. He's now playing deep as a 6 next to a 5. And today was a true depiction of how much important he is to the team. And I honestly believe if Maguire ever exits the team, Bruno Fernandes is absolutely going to be the prime candidate for captaincy for Manchester United.
Bruno Fernandes is already the captain, like, you know, but not officially on the paper, right?
Yeah.
You know, so whenever Harry Maguire comes in, Harry Maguire is the club captain, right? But everyone knows who the true leader is, and I totally agree with what you said. Yeah, I totally agree what you're saying, because Bruno has to carry the whole team today as well, and that he got his goal at the end of the day, the 3-1. Was just you know, icing on the cake. But let's talk also about congratulations to 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒔𝒕 for getting his first goal at Manchester United. That was brilliant. Can I play a clip here?
Sure, why not?
It's your channel, pal. It's your channel.
No. This isn't going back from our warm-up show, right, guys? You remember this one? Remember this one? Hang on. Okay. You remember this one? Okay, let me play this one. Can everyone hear this? I also think one, based on the logic and reasoning, that I think that the workhorse boots will come off. It will be flying. The ball will go in the net. He will head one. I also believe that 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒔𝒕 will come in and score a belter outside the 6-yard box. Will score. In terms of the timeline, I don't have a clue. I don't care. As long, people, as long as we win. Yeah, there we go. I said 3-1, didn't I?
Well, yes, you did. I mean,
and I said 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒔 will score, but I said it outside the 6-yard box, but it was inside the box.
Yeah, and that was a good prediction as well. You know, it was a good team overall. And just to support what you're saying, I don't believe we will dominate every game all the time. But if Manchester United is going to win trophies, we'll have to win games like the way we did. Not like the way we did today, but using the way we did today, creating situations that we can maximize the opportunities.
Yeah, no, true. In terms of man of the match, I mean, I don't gonna go player rating, because at the end of the day, you know, there was not much to pick. So my man of the match would also be Bruno. Fair to play. I mean, I don't know what about you, Jay. What do you reckon?
I've got to go with my man Martinez today.
He was solid.
Martinez, he didn't put a foot wrong, as usual at the back. Was making crucial tackles every time Fulham broke. He was making either making crucial tackle or making himself a nuisance. And the fact that there was 3 occasions where I won't say he manhandled Mitrovic. That's beyond fair. He didn't manhandle Mitrovic, but Mitrovic is a big guy. I think he's about 1.90 m. And Martinez was about 178, 180. And he took on physically Mitrovic. And historically, I've seen Maguire, he almost shirks the physical battle against the big centre forward and leaves the physicality stuff for, historically left it for Lindelof. And today, for me, Martinez was doing what Maguire should have been doing as the captain and the taller centre back. Secondly, unlike Maguire, Martinez, when he gets the ball to feet, he's looking to play the ball out from the back. He's not looking to play the ball back to David De Gea or play it sideways. He's looking for an out ball. And I saw today there was 2 out balls. One came off to Bruno that resulted in the shot, and second is intercepted. He looks to play the out ball. That's why at the start of the show, I said that maybe there's a possibility in the second half, if it was still 1-0 game in the balance, to stick him in midfield and stick Lindelof beside Maguire. But anyway, it wasn't needed. But for me today, it was Martinez.
Dan?
Yeah, I mean, I give it Bruno Fernandes because like I've already explained why I think Bruno Fernandes. But if Bruno Fernandes doesn't step up today, I do give my man of the match to Martinez. But just because Bruno Fernandes was the game changer. I mean, for me, I got asked this question on Twitter that what do you think's the harder goal to score, the equaliser or the winning goal? And for me, I think it's the equaliser, because if you're down a goal, there's so much more pressure on you to get back into the game. And I think Bruno Fernandes stepping up to the plate and scoring that penalty is what caused United to win the game, because we're at the equal level, we're against 9 men. It's pretty much a secure victory. But I do think that before that goal of Bruno, I do think Bruno was quite quiet. But I think it was when he stepped up, especially in that second half, is what caused Bruno to get my man of the match. But Martinez, for me, like, I mean, I wish I could do joint man of the match, but for me, Martinez, when he's paired up with Maguire, it's like it's like what MacTominey and Fred were doing last season. They do 2 players doing a 1-man job. Martinez is doing a 1-man for a 2 players job, which, because Maguire doesn't count, Maguire might as well not be there. Like, Martinez would probably be better in a back 3 with Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw without Maguire, because he's just brilliant. He's that good, and I've got him on the back of my shirt. I mean, the Butcher is probably one of my favourite players that we've had at this club for a long time. The passion that he brings is pure Argentinian, and I absolutely love Martinez. But at the end of the day, like I said, I wish I could give them both joint man of the match. But
Can we?
for me, Bruno Fernandes, I wish we could, but it's one of them.
Should we introduce a new
man of the
rule?
match.
No, I totally agree with you. I mean, I can't give him man of the match every stream we do. Like, you know, obviously it's, for me, it's obviously always, the Butcher. I mean,
He's that good.
He's that good. What he brought into this club, as what you said, the pure passion, the pure Argentinian. But but he was literally carrying and shielding Maguire in the back. So yeah, absolutely 100%. Because I didn't think Luke Shaw was at the races today at all. Like, I thought he was quite piss poor, to be honest. And even Wan-Bissaka as well. So yeah, so he was the shining armor in the back. But guys, like, you know, guys in the comments, let us know what you think. Who's your man of the match? I think looking ahead, we are taking a 2 weeks break now with the internationals, right? So I think the players need a rest, and I think everyone needs a rest. Jay, you told us you were a little bit crooks, a little bit sick, so you probably need to go.
I'm not infallible. Like, I'm never a fan of these international breaks, but for the first time ever, I welcome it. These players, there's no question, the last couple of weeks' performance levels have dropped off, but that's just down to residual fatigue. Playing a game every 3 days obviously is going to have its toll. But look now, we just got to hope and pray that these guys go off for national duty, who is going, and they'll come back carrying a knock or an injury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's important, you know.
Important. So guys, look, I want to, you know, keep this a very short stream. We won. We're going to the semi-finals. Everyone needs a rest, you know, even the players. Those who are not going to play international break, I just really hope that they rejuvenate, come back fresh. And then obviously hopefully we get Christian Eriksen back. We get, you know, Martial, a little bit more other players back as well. So yeah, it's going to be a brutal, 12 games to go in the Prem. So yeah, we're supercharged. But guys, listen, happy Sunday, happy Mother's Day. Hope you gave your mother a flower and everything. Guys, like and subscribe to this video. Just going to go to one comment and read it out before we go, so we don't forget. Surinder Singh, guys, one of the other channels is absolutely going on. Bruno on the absolute addiction of something of these fans beyond the belief. Bruno is my man of the match. Thank you. Did I read it? I'm quite dyslexic. Guys, one of the other channels.
If you're still watching the other channel, name your favorite channel. I'm dying to know what channel of Muppets is going in on Bruno Fernandes tonight.
Who is it?
So name your shame if you're still watching it.
Who can it be? We're waiting for your comment. Who is going on Bruno Fernandes? Absolutely, man of the match. Surinder, we're waiting for you before we close the shop. So what's the plan for the week?
I reckon it's some doddery old man that's convicted for being ticket tout on another channel.
Oh, the one that you used to be on.
Oh, yeah, I reckon it's that individual. Dan, what you think?
Say again, sorry.
I reckon it's
United.
That doddery old man that's, I think, ticket tout.
You were right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Ricky, yeah.
Ricky.
Yeah. What you reckon?
He has
was always
an
been a big fan of
agenda.
Bruno, is he not?
He's never been a big fan of Bruno, no. He's here, but he'll probably be singing McTominay's praises for passing it sideways for 60 minutes or whatever. So,
I told you
Yeah.
so. What does he always say? I told you so, right? No. It's like
Well, look, just
no, but what is he saying? What is his what is his favorite phrase? He's always saying, "I told you so." Mata. It's always singing praises of Mata, and he was probably sitting there like when Dan James came in, like.
And Martinez actually took him out and was just like, "Welcome back to Old Trafford."
Yeah.
Yeah, Martinez. Our man.
You were asking
big old
about
Ricky.
what's up for the rest of the week. And
Anyway,
I'm just going to my NBA teams for the next 2 weeks. It's gonna be boring, truth be told. No mentions in United. I don't really have too much in the team, man. But
what are we gonna do?
Man United is life, man. But I'll be following the Timberwolves and the Lakers. I'll be tweeting about it. I'll tag you, Mick, here and there. We'll get a win. If I lose, you're not here for me.
Yeah,
until I get back to play the next couple of games and we can get together and talk about everything, man.
Caesar, where can people follow you and find you? Let's say Twitter Spaces.
I'm on Twitter as 𝒂𝒚. I will share my my handle when I retweet this video or when we get off, or I'll create a way for you guys to follow. I follow Jay. I've been see a few of his comments, and I've commented on a few of them, and so I will try to do my best to be more public. Yeah.
Big up. And Dan, upcoming Dan, congratulations to 600 subscribers. You're on the road to 1,000. Guys, follow Dan on Red Devils TV. Brilliant.
Yeah, congrats, Dan.
Dan, where can they find you?
Congrats, man. I'll follow you.
Cheers, pal. You can just find me on my own channel, Red Devils TV. I don't know which angle there it is. That one there. My camera's on mirror mode. I can't find it.
Okay.
And then I've got my own Twitter account, also Red Devils TV, where I just tweet opinions and absolute nonsense about Manchester United and everything I do but talking on live streams. So,
definitely follow you, bro.
Yeah, we're looking forward to see you upload. You're gonna do an upload video. You usually do a 10-15 minutes rant, right?
Just a tactical review, just about how the game goes, and I was pretty much spot on until the masterclass of red cards, popping them out like this red Skittles, like just throwing them out about everywhere. But,
brilliant, guys. Jay, everyone knows where they can find you, but those who can't find you, let us know when they can find you on Twitter.
United.
The United.
Thank you so much, man. You guys have a good time.
Enjoy, guys.
You too, pal.
Coming on. Much appreciated, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of the week. We'll speak to you soon, guys. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.